Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Heal the Industry podcast. I am your host, Ashlee Vance, and today I am so excited because I have an amazing guest on the podcast with me. Just a few weeks ago, I was at the Data Driven Summit event that was held in Austin, Texas this year, and I got to hear from some amazing speakers, but let me tell you, when I heard Brigette speak and she was talking about the work that she's been doing, I'm like light bulbs and fireworks. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we need in the industry, and B, what I'm all about, which is healing work. So that way we can get to the other side of what our industry could be and what it should be have been all along. And it's women like Brigette who are out doing this kind of work that is truly making that impact and healing the industry. So I am so honored, Brigette, to have you on the podcast today and you sharing your testimony and the work that you are doing inside of the industry. So with that, would you like to introduce yourself and a little share with our audience, like what it is that you do and who you are?
Yeah, so it's an honor to be here with you, Ashlee, and thank you for being in my class and being one of my cheerleaders at the end. That really meant so much to me, and thank you for inviting me on your podcast, and so I can keep sharing this work I'm doing. My name is Brigette Sobus, and I'm the founder of Power and Joy Coaching Academy. You know, I'll just blazer in on some bullet points. I've been in the industry since 1993. And I was a master certified hair colorist and found myself in a salon that was not running very well at the time. And I thought, if this person can own a business, there's no reason why I can't. And the opportunity presented itself. I bought the business. I realized I had no idea what I was doing. I lost my six-figure paycheck and I was a hot mess. And I did hire a coach and consultant pretty quickly. That was back in 2005 when coaching and consulting really wasn't even a popular or well-known thing. I didn't even know what a coach was. And I quickly started turning the business around. I started growing it by 30, 40%. I became a Salon Today Top 200 winner. I got my six-figure paycheck back. And I decided to become a coach and a trainer. So I even started my own journey back in 2007, being a trainer. I became a certified coach with the International Coaching Federation in 2012. So I've been doing coaching and consulting for quite a long time. And during that time of having massive success, I mean, at the heights of my career owning my salon, bringing in over 1.3 million in sales between coaching and consulting, there was this part of me that was like, nothing was ever good enough. It was the next. It was the next. It was the next. I was a high performer. And I really struggled on the inside, even being a certified coach with the International Coaching Federation. I knew the distinctions between being your best and being your highest and best self versus the survival mechanism mode. And we knew those distinctions. And I put a really good face on, acting like I was being at my highest and best. And there were times I was being my highest and best. But this mask I was wearing I was truly suffering on the inside. I was a closet people pleaser. I could not handle when people were upset and mad at me. Internally, I would have sleepless nights. Anxiety would be through the roof. And so had my stress level. I was always proving I was a workaholic and just proving that I got this. And what else could I share about that? Yeah, like I 81% of the entrepreneurs suffer from mental health issues and suffer silently. And that was me. And I'll just fast forward because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about. But I love this. I decided to sell my business. I decided to sell my business after a divorce, filing bankruptcy to buy my own profitable business back. I decided to sell it. And then I heard of this modality called NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And I decided to get a certification in that training. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I finally like, have the thoughts gone away? Am I at peace? Is anxiety lowered? And then I got so clear that that was my mission, is to bring this work to the salon and spa industry. So owners can have peaceful night's sleep and have power, joy, and profits.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Like the whole time listening to you, like sharing your testimony, I'm like, man, even myself being a salon owner, like that is such a true testimony. Like all along the way, like you start out as a successful stylist and you're like, I can do this. Like I can do it. I have ideas. I can do it better. And then that gap of like the income dip, you think like, oh yeah, it's just gonna be more because I'm gonna be doing more.
Yeah.
And it's like no one talks about that gap. And it takes a few years to just get back to even just where you were.
Mhm.
And then, that like scaling, never feeling like it's enough, because like you almost go into this like adrenaline, like fight or flight, like tunnel vision. It's all on me. Like you don't even recognize that, like all of a sudden you took on this responsibility. You have all this staff, like whether they're booth rental or employees or whatever, they're all counting on you to keep the lights on, keep the doors open, because they've got families that they're providing for too.
Mhm.
But it's like not even taking the time to like absorb that. You're just like, can't even think about it. I just got to go. I got all the weight of the world on me.
Yeah.
And then it starts showing up in like other facets of your life, like that stress, like it goes home with you, it goes to bed with you, it never leaves. And it's like, oh my goodness, like how am I gonna survive? Like this isn't sustainable. Like, and I love that you recognize something's got to change. Like otherwise I'm gonna break. And then you came across this work, and not only were you like, this changed everything for me, everyone's got to get on board with this because this would change like the industry. So since making that decision, what's been happening since then?
Oh my gosh, so many things have happened. I mean, I have this company that I absolutely love. And what I'll tell you, so I had mentioned I had breast cancer for the first time owning when I was owning the salon in 2015. And because I had such ironclad systems in my business, I was able to take a 7-month leave of absence from my salon. Now, were there breakdowns that happened during that 7 months? Of course there were. However, I was able to walk away and then come back. And when I, after I made the decision to sell the salon on my own terms versus, losing it to bankruptcy, when I became a certified coach of NLP, then a master, and then a board certified trainer, I launched Power and Joy Coaching Academy. And I had left a consulting company that I had been working for 9 years officially. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm walking into 2022 with this brand new company. I'm 100% left to my own devices. And January comes, I go for a follow-up visit from my oncologist, and I got hit with, you have a reoccurrence. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, for five seconds, I probably was like, I just hired another coach to work under. I was like, I'm left to my own devices. I have to go through surgery, chemo, radiation. Well, I have to go work for somebody else to bring in livelihood. I'm single, I was single at the time. And I just got present. I got clear. I go, we're going to pull out all these NLP tools that you've learned. And I tell all my students, NLP becomes a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So I used my tools to help with my own mindset and regulate my own emotions. And 2022, navigating through surgery again, radiation, chemotherapy, I worked 50% less of the year than I normally would. and my business thrived. I cleared over 6 figures in my first year owning the business. And I had the most emotionally healthy, regulated year I think I've ever had in my life.
I love that so much. The tools didn't just apply like in your business, but it applied in like your day-to-day life, and like going through this like health journey where you're literally having to go through so much. You're able to pull these tools that not only built a successful business, but able to help you build back your health and maintain self through that process. Like, because I've known so many people that have gone through like health journeys when it comes to cancer, and it breaks my heart. Lord Jesus, please let us find a cure. But like they say so much, like your mindset is the number one thing that's like most important when you're going through that. And I believe that 1,000,000%. I've known people that have been hit with like, you have terminal cancer, and they're like, no, like that's not going to take me out. And then they beat it. And it's like, can't put odds on me. Like, I got this, like, this is, I can take this on. Right. And, you know, it matters so much. And I actually was just talking about this the other day. I did a poll on my Instagram asking, what does the industry like need improvement on? And the number one thing across both my personal Instagram poll and the Heal the Industry poll was mindset. Mindset work. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that you guys know that.
Yeah. Yes. I love that. And now next part 2 paired with that for me is supporting the industry also on their mindset around money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like a huge advocate around that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the personal growth development, we have to invest with money. And it breaks my heart when I know someone, like they could benefit, and then they let money get in the way of them doing their own work. So I'm a huge advocate of working on your money mindset.
Oh, 1,000,000%, especially when it comes to investing in yourself and in your mind.
Yeah.
Because I've personally invested 6 figures for sure on my mind. And every single time it's 10x me. And like it seems like it's a huge mountain in front of you, but truly it's like the blessing that's on the other side of that, and who you're going to become and be built to be through walking through that. Like you'll never regret it. It's just all about I will say, is like going into it being like, I'm ready to do the work, you know, because it is work. It's not like, here's like, you know, like overcoming your mindset things on a silver platter. Like, you have to be willing to get out of your own way and be open to what is available to you too. So I want to hear more about the work that you're doing, like tactically, because before I told you, like, I heard it more so as like a casual thing that was brought up in conversation, but I never really understood what it actually was until listening to you speak at that event. And I was like, man, I want you to share this stuff. So if you wouldn't mind, like, could you tell us, like, what does it actually look like?
Okay, so we're talking about NLP. Is that correct? Okay. Yeah. So NLP, it's neuro-linguistic programming. Okay. Ultimately, I think this is the best way to describe NLP. NLP is lots of tools and techniques that support you working with your mind, conscious mind and unconscious mind, especially the unconscious mind. Because the unconscious mind runs about 95 to 97% of people's behaviors, actions, and decision-making. So your unconscious mind's number one job is to keep you safe as well. I'm going to say that probably a few times during this interview. So the tools help you become more in control of your emotions versus your emotions being in control of you, like helping release guilt, or fear that might be getting in the way of having a crucial conversation or even sales. It helps lessen overwhelm, helps regulate your nervous system. A lot of people's nervous system, they might not even be aware of it, and they're addicted to fear, anxiety, and stress. So it's almost sometimes when your nervous system is addicted to all that and someone's feeling calm, nervous system is like, wait, something's not right here. Like, we got to go cause some chaos or drama, even though you maybe consciously are like, we don't like drama or chaos. It's like it doesn't feel like it's normal. This is even a good example around money. I was coaching one of my, and I have permission to share testimonials or stories with from my clients, but I have my client, Laura. She's a salon owner in Charleston. I was coaching her around money, and she had said before we were doing the work, she would say, it's so strange. Like, if I don't have enough money in my bank account, like my nervous system is going haywire and crazy because there's that lack. She's like, and if I have too much in my bank account, too much, but I don't know what too much means. And she said, I think there's something wrong. Like, I didn't pay a bill and my nervous system still goes crazy and haywire. So I helped her regulate her nervous system. She's on breakthrough work with me. She's a master of NLP, and she's also in another coaching program that I have. So she's done her own work. So she has a completely different relationship, and she knows if she has millions in her bank, she's safe.
Yeah, totally. That's so true. I have to honor that so much, because it's interesting when they say your money story, it's typically linked somehow to the way that you were raised and how your parents handled and managed money, and having to work through letting go of that, because recognizing it didn't serve me and where I was being called to go. I had to rewrite my truth around what money is.
Yeah.
Totally changed the game for me. I used to think, because back when I was growing up, my parents, they would always fight about money. And so I was like, oh, money's bad because fight. And I'm like, so you get it and get rid of it. It would just constantly, it's just coming and it's going. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no. As a business owner, you don't do that. And rewriting that narrative of it was because that money would come and it would go, that is actually what linked the fight. And recognizing that what is safe is receiving, and being smart and strategic and having a relationship with that money. The work is so important to not just be oh, that's how I was raised, that's how I taught, that's just how it's going to be. It's no.
Yeah.
Gotta change it.
Yeah. I had one of my clients said once, more money, more problems. I'm like, oh, let's reframe that. How about more money, more opportunity?
Yeah.
Money's energy. I love following Ken Honda.
Yeah.
He wrote a book. Did you read Happy Money?
I haven't, but I've seen him on Instagram and his concepts, and I love it.
Yeah, he's got Happy Money, and then there was another book he just came out with that I listened to last year. But he's have gratitude towards money. When you receive money, have gratitude, arigato. That's Japanese for gratitude. And then when it leaves and you're paying bills, have gratitude as well, because you have the money to pay it. And I loved how he framed if you have debt. He's consider the person that lended you the money just trusted that you would pay it back. Yeah. And you're going to find the resources to pay it back. So gratitude in, gratitude out, arigato. It's one of my words.
Yes, no, I love that so much because like I completely agree. People will have like a negative connotation when it comes to like debt and stuff. But like what were you able to do with that and build from it? Like be grateful. Like
Mhm.
gratitude goes so far. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for all the hiccups that happen. I'm grateful that I got to be in those hiccups, and what I learned from them. Like, I'm always so much more grateful for the things that didn't go right than the things that did because I learned so much. I will always I learn from that situation. It's never going to happen again, but something else is going to happen and I'll learn from it. Right.
Yeah. I love that you just said that, Ashlee, because there's an NLP presupposition that is there's no failure, there's only feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another way to say it that I love is we're either learning or we're winning. And then how I apply that to my life. So I have my own formula that I created from that and practice. So now when a breakdown happens, I actually feel my feelings and I let them go rather quickly, like whether anger is a big one. before this work I did, like anger would probably linger on. I called it the ball and chain of anger. Like I couldn't let it go. Now I can process my feelings rather naturally. Mm-hmm. So they come because we're here to have a human being experience. This work is about emotional intelligence and being able to regulate the emotions. So I feel the anger if it's something I was warrantedly angry about, then I'm like, okay, now I step back and now I become like an observer of the situation. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, what is this teaching me? What am I learning about myself? What am I learning about others? And then I do some acknowledgement around the situation and the gifts it's given me. And then I'm like, okay, so what inspired action will I get into next to pivot and move? So that's my magic formula.
Yes. I love that so much. And there's so much freedom, like from just taking like a pause, right? And like honoring, like you have to honor what you feel. It's a true feeling for you. Whether someone thinks that's ridiculous or whatnot, it doesn't matter. It's for you. Mm-hmm. And I love that framework so much because I see a lot of salon owners like struggle with this. No one sees me. No one understands. No this, no that. And it's like, okay, but just pause and honor that feeling for yourself. Do you what is somebody else seeing that truly going to do for you? Like, is it moving the needle forward? Right. And having tools like that, it's so necessary because I feel like I see so many salon owners that are just like book slam busy behind the chair, taking on all these responsibilities. Everything's coming at them. And it's like the only time that they have in the day is to react, right? Because it's like quick. And it's like, no, get with people like Brigette, like learn these tools, these practices, because you don't want to be that salon owner who's constantly reacting and flying off the cuff and like people are walking on eggshells around because they just don't know like what's going to come up and how you're going to react in it, right? Mm-hmm. These tools are so important. So I hope for those of you who are listening, like maybe this is like, oh shoot, I really should like regulate these feelings. Like you're recognizing where tools like what Brigette is sharing is necessary to have in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, were a lot of people taught. I mean, I wasn't taught how to regulate my emotions. I don't think many people really are taught how to regulate their emotions. So I don't think I'm this black sheep saying, well, I wasn't taught how to regulate my emotions. I don't think a lot of people are taught how to, even communicate.
Yep.
We're not even in school. Are we really taught how to have healthy conversations with others. We're kind of learning as we're growing up, and whatever's coming our way from, family, from friends, from teachers, from people we communicate on the street. We're just kind of gathering up bits and pieces of how to communicate. And a lot of times, a lot of people struggle with it, how to vulnerably and authentically share and express their feelings and their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the go-tos are people either you're reactive, like you said, reactive, and cut somebody's head off. Like for me, before I really learned this work and keep mastering it, because I have my days, I'm human. But before, I would either cut your head off, or I would start crying because I wanted you to feel bad for me, or I would run away because I wanted to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, oh, I'll have that conversation later. And then later next week, I'd be like, well, I guess it wasn't that bad. I don't think I need to say anything anymore.
Oh, ain't that the truth? It's like, no, just have the conversation, work through it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, he always says he knows when I get quiet, he's like, oh no, I'm in trouble. And it's like, no. He knows that I'm just processing so I can have a constructive conversation about it versus just flying off the hip. And learning those tools is so important. And I almost feel and let me know, I want to hear your thoughts on this, because these things, the phones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, and the phones and COVID, it just created this weird separation from communication and social engagement with people, and going in and having actual conversations.
Yeah.
I see a lot of salon owners and stylists too, but I really want to say you as the owner, your culture is a reflection of you. So that's why I'm more so leaning into the owner on this, is if something happens and your reaction is to, I'm going to send a text on it versus just talking face to face. There's no tone to it, and people always assume the worst. And I wish that there would be more of this direct communication, because then I find these molehills turn into mountains just by not just talking instead of sending the text. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I practice to the best of my ability getting someone on the phone for really interacting through text. Because, I'll just touch on the NLP model of communication really quickly.
Yeah.
So every single person on this planet is filtering everything in their model of the world. Okay?
Yes.
Through their past experiences, through their belief systems, through their emotions, through their environment. And when all this information is coming at someone, they're deleting, distorting, and generalizing information. So a certain text could come in and the person could just be I don't know, saying how nice the weather is. And the person could be on the other phone, could be why are they complaining about the weather? I don't know. It could be a negative, a negative thing.
Yep.
So text messaging for me, and I coach my owners all the time. I'm as little as possible, because people are just making their own interpretations.
Totally.
You don't put an exclamation. I think there was a Seinfeld episode around this where Elaine was like, where's the exclamation point? It deserves an exclamation point. If someone leaves out an exclamation point, it changes the whole tone of the sentence.
Yep.
It's probably even in Facebook, someone hitting the thumbs up button versus the heart.
Right. Right.
And they only liked it. Why didn't they love it?
It's so true. I mean, I literally just had a conversation with my stepmom the other day because I was interpreting something in her text that I was like, I'm going to squash the awkwardness. I'm just going to call her and be like, hey, are we good? Is everything fine? She's like, oh yeah, no, I was just saying this. And I thought she was more so responding to my prior message. She was on something totally different. I'm like, okay, cool. So she's like, yeah, you want to help me pick out the stain for the deck? I'm like, yeah, what colors you looking at? You know, and you're able to just move past it versus it just being some lingering thing. Direct communication. It's so important.
Just on that note, you want to hear the word that gets me all the time?
Yes.
That I'm like, what are they really meaning about that? When someone texts me back, sure.
Oh yeah. Sure or okay.
Okay, I have more of a sense of humor around like when someone's like okay, and then when someone like if a client or somebody says okay to me, I'm like, okay is not okay. However, but sure, for me, it's so funny. It's kind of like a still baby trigger word for me because like, are they like, sure, yeah, I'm just so excited, or like, sure, yeah, whatever, like,
Yeah,
and I'm not really that interested.
right. You're like, I need some punctuation with that. Sure, ... or sure, exclamation point.
Right. So funny.
Okay, so I also want you guys to share with the audience about the elephant and the rider.
Oh yeah. So okay. So I love this analogy or this metaphor. So okay. So as I said before, 95 to 97%, and this is science backed, that unconsciously our unconscious running about 95 to 97% of the show. Okay. Whether people are realizing it or not, it is what is happening. A lot of people are just running on automatic and autopilot, right? So again, I had shared your unconscious mind's number one job is to keep you safe. Okay. Even if it doesn't seem logical. Okay. That's just the way it is. So if you think about an elephant, okay, your elephant is your unconscious mind. Okay. And the elephant is where the domain of the emotions. It's the domain of someone's belief system. So whether the belief system is, you're all free and clear of this, doesn't apply because I have zero interest in installing limiting beliefs in people's minds. But if let's just say someone's belief system is unworthy, fear of abandonment, fear of success, fear of failure, undeserving, So, or it could be a healthy belief system like I am worthy, I am successful, I deserve all the things, I am loved. So again, it's where the belief system lives. Okay. So now conscious mind, the rider, is sitting on top of the elephant. So our conscious mind is more of it's logical part of us. It can be the goal setter, like I will make $1 million. Where also the elephant is where the behaviors lie. Okay, as well. Like so, conscious mind's goal setter, unconscious mind is the goal getter. Mm-hmm. Whether it's going to go in your favor or possibly self-sabotage the goal. So I'm going to use this in the people-pleasing realm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So in the people-pleasing, I could do another scenario in money, but we'll do people-pleasing because with all the love in the world, I absolutely see consultants, coaches say you just need to stop people-pleasing. Mm-hmm. People-pleasing is whatever your company, doom and gloom, you just need to stop. I 100% understand where they're coming from. And if it was just that easy, wouldn't everyone just stop people pleasing?
Totally.
That's kind of what I'm bringing to the forefront. So now remember, unconscious mind's number one job is to keep you safe. All right. So let's just say we have an owner that has people pleasing negative tendencies. Like past Brigette, what I couldn't handle when someone was mad at me. I didn't like, I would get upset. I would have I would have like guilt. I would have, uneasiness, sleepless nights. Okay. So let's just say an owner struggles with that stuff and their stylist is continuously coming in late for work. Okay. We know that's a challenge in our industry, right? So the owner is now thinking to themselves, okay, this is my day. This is the day where I'm going to have that crucial conversation. I'm going to talk to them and we're going to address this. All right. So Sally comes into work. Now owner is like, all right, I'm going to walk up to Sally and tell her I have to have a meeting with her. So owner walks up to Sally and she's like, hey, hi, Sally. How are you doing? I need to have a conversation with you. Would that be okay? Do you have a few minutes? Like, let's go over here. So they're walking over to maybe a private area. So, because, I would recommend doing coaching and feedback and privacy. And now all of a sudden the elephant's like, okay, you know what? I know you want to have this crucial conversation. However, what if you upset her? What if you make her mad? What if she gets angry at you? Then she's going to tell everyone in the salon what a terrible owner you are. You're a bad business person. You're selfish, all the things. Oh my gosh. No, we can't have this conversation right now. So Sally, you were late to work. Are you okay? Oh, okay, good. Oh yeah. Traffic was bad. Yeah, that happens to me all the time. All right, well, just have a really great day. And then Sally walks away and owner's like, how come I didn't say the thing? I was supposed to say this. I was supposed to say that. And so your elephant talked you out of it and self-sabotaged.
Yep.
Now, versus if you retrain the elephant and the elephant knows it's safe to have the conversation and coach Sally, the conversation can go different. Mm-hmm. So how can you get to work on time? Mm-hmm. May I share some things I've noticed? I've noticed you've been late to work the last 3 weeks. And then have the conversation around it and coach to the behavior.
Right.
So knowing safe. That's my goal of how the elephant can sabotage us.
Oh, for sure. And I loved that so much. It gives such as an artist, visuals are the best thing. And just asking yourself before you go into anything, and also evaluate yourself after the fact. Am I being the elephant or am I being the rider? What's leading me right here, Yeah. And I love that so much, because at the end of it, and I think what a lot of salon owners get stuck on is assuming how other people are going to take their intentions. Mm-hmm. And it's you know your intentions. No one can take that from you. So if your intentions are good, just go into it with that, But it is so true. You got to rewrite those narratives. Guys, if you're those of you who are listening, this work is the thing that is holding you back and the reason why your salon is failing. I promise you, if you are not doing work like this, it's why it's failing. It's because you have to have a healthy, sound mind, a healthy, sound perspective, because you're responsible for all of the stylists that are in your team and making sure that they are holding themselves to a healthy, sound mind and space. And so that way they are able to serve their guests, right, from a healthy, sound place with boundaries. And I always say, girls, there's blessings in the boundaries, let me tell you. But it's starting to see yourself as I have to hold myself as the leader to the highest of standards, right? And lead the way that you want others to live. You have to 10x it for yourself. So if you struggle with this, this type of work, you gotta connect with Brigette. You've got to have these tools, because the the success you can see in your salon space is like beyond imagine. It's 10x when you are the leader that people can respect. And I've looked at the industry and what's happening. And I don't know if you've noticed this, Brigette, but it's like so many people are leaving like the suite models, they're leaving like the booth rentals, like because they want to be led and have like safety and security around like the space that they're in. They want to be in healthy environments where they can thrive. And if you as an owner aren't doing work like this, like you're not going to attract that top tier stylist that's like, I want to crush it behind the chair and I want to go home at night and I want to have balance and boundaries. Like you as an owner have to be able to lead that. Like this work is vital and how you're going to attract that type of team to your salons.
Yeah. I say this is the work that makes all the other work work.
Yes.
Systems become more easy and effortless. I personally believe one of the biggest, there's two gifts that owners and leaders need to give themselves. One is more self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love yourself and make your mind your best friend,
Mm-hmm.
not your worst enemy. Make your mind your palace, not your prison.
Right.
And then the next skill set to give yourself, I say, don't just hire a coach, become a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching skills are what CEOs of salons and spas and leaders and owners, they need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to tell anyone they need something, but in this aspect, gift yourself the tools of learning to become a coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I became a board certified trainer, to teach leaders to become coaches so they can coach themselves, and then they're better coaches for their team. Because that's also at the end of the day, as I just said this in when I was at Premiere in Orlando, and I was like, how many people really like to be told what to do?
Totally.
I mean, unless I'm hiring a consultant, I don't even really necessarily want to be told what to do. People want to have the answers from within themselves. So when you learn that coaching skill, you can coach someone to get out of their own way and find out what do they want,
mm-hmm.
and then help them. Our jobs as leaders and CEOs is just your team becomes your clients.
Mm-hmm.
How do we help them have a better career? And then also when you learn NLP skills and coaching skills, the generation gap goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Because you learn, I teach a NLP model of communication. You get to get into their world and coach them into their world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what? Actually the other day, because at my salon, we just hired a new employee, and it was so cool because, well, unfortunately my daughter, she had a dental situation and I was running late for training her. And so I empowered one of my stylists. Will you train her in the meantime while I'm not there? And she's like, oh yeah, absolutely. Stepped into the role, owned it, loved it. I got there and I was like, how's it going? She's like, you know what's so cool is I feel like I learned so much by teaching. Yeah. And I'm like, isn't that so cool? And like, it's amazing. Like, I agree. Like you as an owner, you are a mentor, you are a leader, you are a coach. Like your team's looking for guidance from you. And also like learning these tools, you're going to be able to best apply them by mentoring them to your team.
Yeah.
Isn't that so cool?
I love that. So awesome.
I love it. Okay, so Brigette, I love this conversation so much, and I know our listeners are going to want to get connected with you. Mm-hmm. Where can they find you and get connected on what it is that you're doing?
I mean, the best ways are probably on my Instagram. I'm Coach Brigette Sobus. Facebook. I am easily accessible on Facebook. I know you're going to put notes. Yeah. I mean, my cell phone number is all over the place. So it was even funny. My sister was I had a couple people text message me in the early evening last night, and my sister even asked me, she goes, well, do you like tell your clients like when you can and cannot, like they can and cannot text you? And I was like, I'm fully responsible for my own phone.
Right.
So I know the difference between someone spamming me or someone legitimately reaching out. So my cell phone number is like all over the place.
Totally.
So those are probably the best. Email, which I'm sure will be in your show.
In there.
Yeah, I just welcome people to just reach out. Anyway, if you call me and I don't recognize the number, then I probably won't answer.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I love that so much. Well, okay. So the final question I have for you, I always love to ask people this as we wrap up the podcast episode, is if you could have one wish come true, wave a wand, have an answered prayer happen over our industry, what is like one thing that you would heal immediately?
Oh my gosh, the self-worth.
Yeah.
100% the self-worth. I mean, I say this in front of groups of people all the time. I say the salon and spa industry, I mean, I might be being biased, and that's totally cool. The most beautiful people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. You
Yep.
know, and our industry has a self-worth challenge.
Oh,
so that would be the place I would heal. Like,
I love that so much. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the most wide open hearts, the deepest desire to serve, the deepest desire to be there for clients, and then still be left with that gap of like just struggling with self-worth, like when they deserve it so much. I mean, everyone deserves it so much, but I love that so much. I agree. I cast a vote for your.
I was like, I thought you were high-fiving me on the
Yeah, totally. Totally. I love it so much. High five. Yes, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Brigette, for being on the podcast today. And I look forward to getting together with you again. I have a feeling this won't be our last time working together. So I'm so excited.
All right. My pleasure.